immigration moratorium. The time has come. The time is now. The time has been long overdue. America needs a comprehensive pause, a full and complete stop on all immigration. The COVID lockdowns and the post-George Floyd riots have caused profound and persistent economic and cultural devastation among hundreds of millions of American citizens. But we cannot get our own house in order unless we take care of our own people first. This means shutting the borders to illegal immigration and freezing all legal immigration as well. We're getting hit from all sides, and you can see it with your own eyes. Our sovereign nation is a laughingstock. Here's video taken by a pro-open borders journalist from just last week of illegals escorted across the Rio Grande Valley unimpeded.
Hola, hola. Buenas tardes, buenas tardes.
¿Buen camisa, señor? ¿Buen camisa?
It's also funny, isn't it? Our Border Patrol is now providing its own Uber-like service for cartels. Here's a Border Patrol agent revealing the truth to journalist Ben Berkwam.
Every bit of what we're seeing down here along the border is controlled and orchestrated intentionally by the cartels in Mexico. There is no doubt about it. Border Patrol has now been turned into, by this administration, the Uber for the cartels to get to where they need to go in the United States.
Former President Trump spelled out what was coming in January before he left office. These aren't caravans coming over, they're gravy trains driven by criminal syndicates.
We see what's coming, and they're coming because they think that it's gravy train at the end. It's going to be a gravy train. Change the name from the caravans, which I think we came up with, to the gravy train, because that's what they're looking for. At this very moment, smugglers and coyotes are preparing to surge the border if our policies are loosened or removed. I mean, they're literally waiting, big groups of people, some of them very unsavory, I might add. This is an entirely preventable tragedy. It's waiting to happen.
And it's happening, as many of us have been warning for years as well. It's not just Mexicans and Latin Americans traipsing across the southern border. It's the whole wide world.
Today, they're coming in. You take a look. They're coming in from all foreign countries. I see they're coming in now from Yemen. They're coming in from the Middle East. They're coming in from everywhere. They're dropping them off, and they're pouring into our country. It's a disgrace. They're going to destroy our country if they don't do something about it.
Well, politicians and propagandists keep calling the flood of foreigners exploited by human traffickers, drug cartels, big business, and the Beltway swamp a quote-unquote humanitarian crisis. Nancy Pelosi is using those words.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is now calling the growing number of minors flocking to the U.S.-Mexico border a humanitarian crisis.
And while Joe Biden has resisted invoking that exact phrase, his old boss paid lip service to the humanitarian crisis at the border that he helped manufacture for 8 years.
We now have an actual humanitarian crisis on the border. In recent weeks, we've seen a surge of unaccompanied children arrive at the border, brought here and to other countries by smugglers and traffickers.
But let me be clear about this. The very deliberate, well-planned, and organized surge at our borders is not merely a humanitarian crisis. It is a straight-up invasion. That's what I called the systemic overwhelming of our country back in 2002. My book, Invasion, diagnosed how terrorists had hijacked our enforcement, failures at the front door, through the back door, and in and out all of the revolving doors. I called for an immigration moratorium to fix our broken asylum system, to end amnesty, reinforce border barriers, plug deportation holes, and slow the flow of foreign malefactors. Many others before and after me have amplified this urgent message, from the great Pat Buchanan to Jeff Sessions to key Donald Trump supporters and a new generation of America First candidates and elected officials. Most recently, Georgia GOP Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, a guest of this show in the past, introduced a new bill called the Protect America First Act that would do these things. Enact a 4-year moratorium on immigration, increase deportation for criminal aliens, end chain migration, revive President Trump's zero-tolerance immigration policy, and rescind President Biden's open borders immigration executive orders. A great start. Mass migration, both illegal and legal, is robbing the citizens already here of their futures. Let's remember that 17 million of our people are out of work. If the Biden amnesty plan passes, it will import a foreign-born population nearly the size of California by bringing in here nearly 40 million foreign nationals to the United States over 10 years. Enough is enough. Sovereignty means securing the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity. The only way to do that is an immigration moratorium to give this battered nation time to breathe, recover, and reclaim the American dream for Americans first.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.